On tour, you have two different conductors. If someone asked you to describe both, what would you say?
I say, even though I played only two concertos, it really felt like four because it was so different between Maestro Alexeyev and Maestro Klaas. Start with Maestro Alexeyev. He is, I think, I think his baton is really ultimate. It's so clear, it's so strong, and many times I find myself doing things I never thought I would do. It's a feeling of he really has this power to transport me to another place that I have never gone when I was practicing by myself. He leads me in a way. He stands at the end of the tunnel and just pulls me out and shakes me up into a whole new world. I mean, it's an incredible feeling. Kind of, I mean, usually I have to give the inspiration, and many times he was my inspiration to take what he does and bring it to a new level. There was always that play of building it higher and higher. He knew exactly where it was going and how to make what he wants to do happen. And the baton is just amazing. I mean, it's always my fault if it's not together. You know, it's really my fault, and that's a great feeling. I know whatever happens, we will not fall apart because he knows where I'm gonna end up in 2 seconds, in 3 seconds. He can feel it coming, and he can get the orchestra ready in split seconds and to whip it up all together and for us to experience something together. On the other hand, a maestro class is really, I would say the opposite end. There is ultimate freedom that he allows me to become completely really true to myself. Sometimes I don't even know what I want, but there's this room to breathe. So a lot of inspirations come to me during the concert, and I end up doing things that I surprise myself. And it's not because he did something and I'm responding to it, but he somehow gives me this room to think during the concert, and I get all kinds of interesting ideas. Sometimes, I mean, it's ridiculous ideas. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I feel very free to experiment, you know, and then when you start experimenting, very interesting things happen. And the music just takes off sometimes into a whole new level that I've never really thought about before. It just sometimes drops in tempo, drops in energy, but there's something very intimate. It's not tightly interwoven, but there's this looseness that you can feel that's kind of back and forth. I mean, it's a very precious moment as well. So I would say they're really opposite ends, but it's so interesting to work with. And I think if you heard same piece by two conductors 2 nights in a row with me playing both nights, you would be so amazed at how different it sounded, because they inspire me in a completely different way. And that's music. It's never set in stone. It's alive. It's always moving, and it interacts with everything around it. So I'm just a little part of how the music comes out. And it's a wonderful journey, just going back and forth, redefining two pieces with these two maestros.
So you've been with Estonians for a whole month. What do you think of this crowd?
Well, I thought that on a tour, things could have gotten a lot crazier. Maybe I wasn't a part of a big party scene, but I really felt like people were here for the music. That musicians really work hard to make concerts the best thing that they can ever make. And of course, I mean, I see all these friendships form, and people like to have fun after the concerts, but I really felt like people were very true to what they came here to do. It was not like you're out of the country and then you're just gonna go wild and do everything that you can possibly do in America. I think the focus was ultimately still in the concerts, and I really appreciated that. And people telling me we're here to I mean, a few orchestra members have told me we're here to play music, not to do anything else. And it made me think, and made me focus, really. I mean, I wanted to give the best I can for you guys. In return, it inspired me to stay on track, and not think like, okay, it's number 3 out of 18, number 7 out of 18. Every concert was worth a lot, and I really was inspired by how much passion there were in making music, and I think that's wonderful. It's rare.
Can you sing aloud a concert which you like the most?
The concerts I like the most. There's not actual concerts that I remember, but I remember moments. I remember one of the greatest moments were when with Maestro Alexeyev, during the second movement, something very, very magical happened when it really felt like the time stopped, and I think the greatest moments in music is when people really come together without expecting. It's at that moment, it's so right that what we're about to do is unquestionable. It's like the only way we can play that section, and then it's when this unity happened that I really felt like that true music has been communicated between me and maybe one person, maybe 10 people, or maybe everyone. I don't know that, but at least I heard it, and I knew it sparked with someone, with something, and it was very special. And there were moments that right before the climax, in the third movement, at the very end, I forget who I was playing with, but it's a moment of like complete letting go of all your inhibitions, and just really enjoying the music just surrounds you, and then there was a moment where we didn't let everything go. It was like we contained the energy for it to happen later, and it was very powerful. I mean, these communications, I mean, you cannot describe it in words. You cannot rehearse it. It can only happen at that split second in the concert, and it only happens when it's just right. And then there were maybe a few seconds here and there that I would remember forever, and every time I'll play it, I'll know what happened at that one time or that 2 times that made everything worthwhile. And I think that's really the magic behind what we do, that you're searching for that very special few seconds where you cannot believe that just happened, and then there were some moments that just took my breath away, and I was maybe 10% of what went into it, you know. And to be a part of that moment that intimately is a big reward of doing what I do.